soon as this comes up, I'll get down on this computer.
This May 9th, 2022 meeting of the Caldwell County Board of Education is called to order. And we certainly welcome each of you here. It's good to see a good crowd, and we have some honors and recognitions that we're going to have shortly. But we're glad that you're here. School is, it's May. It's not going to be long till school's going to be out. As a matter of fact, we have a graduation that our board's going to be attending later this week, the early college. So, that gives you some indication of the year drawing to a close. Proms and those kinds of things been going on. There's going to be a lot of other activities, concerts and plays and awards assemblies and those kinds of things. So it's an exciting time of the year. There's no question about that. Next on our agenda here is invocation for the board, and I would like to call on fellow board member, Mr. Joe Sims.
Thank you, Chairman Pennell. So I wrote down 4 words on my paper, and as y'all think about these 4 words, they're going to be different thought patterns for every person in this room. The first one is safety. We want safety for our students. We want safety for our staff. And it takes a huge group of people to do that, starting with the parents, the bus drivers, the lunchroom or cafeteria, the teachers, and then the safety of us as individuals, our law enforcement who are represented here tonight, and our EMS and our Army, military. But just think about that. And then the next one is success. And success is such a broad word. I was talking to one of the parents out there, and I'm sure one of them, their child had an artwork. And I look at the elementary artwork and I'm thinking, what a success. Don't ask me to do what they did, because it won't happen. And I love to be able to see that and us to share that with everybody. And there's so many successes goes on in our schools every single day. It might be that student that's been struggling with something and the teacher helped him get through to the next level or whatever. And success is not perfection. Success is going forward. That's in my eyes. The next one is patience, and that's patience with each other. We as a society are sometimes not real patient with each other, and we're all different. We all have different gauges that we get things done, and we all have different thought patterns, but we need to be patient with each other and accepting of each other, even if it's different. There's nothing wrong with agreeing to disagree. And the last one is kindness. I can do better exhibiting kindness, and I hope that we all can work on exhibiting kindness, because it goes a long way. You may not agree, but if you're kind to each other, it does make people feel a little bit better, and I think it helps our whole society in itself, is just sharing. And I've just thought about those 4 words, and if you will, just go with me in a moment of reflection and whatever it means to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sims. Next is our Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight, that's being led by Dr. Katrina McKellen. The flag's at the rear of the room. Would stand, please.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next is the approval of the agenda, which the board has had several days to review. That being the case, do I hear a motion that we approve the agenda as presented?
Chairman Pennell, I move that we approve the agenda as is presented.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And the agenda is approved. Next is approval of our minutes, and we're going to approve these by consent. Those being first from April 7th, 2022, our work session minutes of that particular day. And then on April the 11th, 2022, we had a public hearing, and we also had our regular board meeting minutes that night. And on April the 28th, we had another work session, and those minutes are included. So do I hear a motion that we approve the April 2022 board meetings minutes, those being items 3B through 3D as presented?
I move that we approve all three April meeting minutes as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And motion passes. Next, we have some announcements. I'd like to turn it over to our superintendent, Dr. Don Phipps.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just want to let the public know that we had our of the year ceremony last week, last Thursday night across the street. This was an opportunity for us to recognize Principal of the Year, Teacher of the Year, Rookie Teacher of the Year, Bus Driver. There are a lot of those. We want to celebrate with our folks that were chosen as winners, but we also want to celebrate with everyone who was nominated, because when you go through that, if you have the task of having to pick one of the winners out of a group, you realize it's hard to pick just one because we've got so many great people. So I just want to say thank you to our staff and for the hard work. That goes along with last week being Teacher Appreciation Week. We don't ever want to not appreciate teachers, but also all of our staff members, and for the folks that help our team do the work that it does to accomplish our mission. We're very grateful. The Change for Children fundraiser campaign for the year 2022 is underway. It started on going through the 25th, from the 25th of April to the 10th of May. This is a change campaign that we collect change or dollars or checks or whatever you'd like to share with us for the Robin's Nest Child Advocacy Center in Caldwell County. I'd also like to share with you graduation dates. Chairman mentioned earlier, early college, high school will graduate this week, May the 12th at 6 p.m. CASA, the Caldwell Applied Sciences Academy, will graduate May 26th at 7 p.m. And then High Brighton on June the 2nd at 7 p.m. West Caldwell June the 3rd at 7 p.m. and South Caldwell on June the 4th at 9 a.m. And we're looking forward to having those graduation times and celebrating with our students and their families. Upcoming board dates, wanted to make you aware of. The 1st of June will be a work session that'll begin at 7:30 a.m. with our board, and then our regular board meeting will be on June the 6th at 5 p.m. And then finally, I wanted to let you know the primary election season is upon us. The reason that I want to mention it here is that our Board of Education elections are partisan for the first time. So they're involved in primary elections. The early voting goes until the 14th of May. The primary election day is May the 17th, and we'd encourage you to go out and vote if you've not done so. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have.
Thank you, Dr. Phipps. Also, if there's any seniors here, we would like to encourage you to come to Project Graduation. It is a great evening of fun at Bo's and free food. You know, you can play all the games free. It is a great time for all the graduates from all 5 of our schools, our 3 traditional schools and the Early College and Applied Science Academy. So that'll be from 8 to 12 on the 4th, Saturday night on the 4th. So hope everybody can make it to that, all our graduates. Next is our honors and recognitions. And we always, enjoy honoring our students for their artwork, for the other achievements, and also our staff as well. So Dr. Phipps and I are going to move down, and we're going to recognize and Mrs. Libby Brown, Director of Community Relations, will be leading us.
Chairman Pennell, Vice Chairman Branch, board members, and Dr. Phipps. The artwork in the hallway is amazing. So, is Happy Valley here this evening? So I just want, before we mention Happy Valley, oh, good. So we do have Happy Valley students here. Okay. So we're going to start with Ansley Mosley, kindergarten student from Happy Valley. And please, oh, please join, please join us. Ansley Mosley. I'm not sure if Ansley, okay, she's not here. But we do have some because I saw some hands go up. Levi Green, 3rd grade. Levi? Samuel Roberts, 1st grade. Okay, come on, Samuel, he's here tonight. Yeah. Carson Porch, 3rd grade. And we also have Madeline Walker, 8th grade. So I think you have Madeline, congratulations. Would you like to do this school or let's do this, okay, you two will be the spotlight. And parents, I'm gonna tell you, feel free to come in the aisle, come up and get pictures.
Make sure he's got his little thing turned. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for getting your students here. Next, we have Horizon School, and Gwen Roop is principal, and I saw Gwen here very early on this evening. And Elizabeth Farmer helps with the art there at the school. So, Mr. Roop, if you'd like to come up. I'm not sure if Mrs. Farmer's here. Oh, good. Yes, please join us. Nikaya Hilton, 2nd grade. I'm not sure if Nikaya's here. Okay. Julian Kiles, 5th grade. Yeah. And Madison Tackett, kindergarten student. So we saw her earlier. Yeah. There you go. Would you like your picture? We'll do that. You want to do Horizons? Yes.
I do not.
This is our favorite part of the meetings. We're going to take all the time.
Good job.
Next, we have Valmead Elementary School with Zach Morrow, principal, and Savannah Tester. She is the art teacher for both Valmead and West Lenore Elementary, so we'll do those two groups together. Oh, good, good. Mackenzie Stilwell is 1st grade. And you can see her, the artwork is there for you. Naomi, this was, yeah, you can stay up. We want to recognize you, Mackenzie. Naomi Garcia, 1st grade. Yeah. Michael Baker, 5th grade. Michael, yes, Michael is here early. And Michael Patterson, 2nd grade. Then from West Lenore Elementary School, Kathy Barlow is the principal, and Savannah is, again, the art teacher for West Lenore Elementary. Ismael Rivera Zambrano. AJ Mishaw, 4th grade. Lillian Forehand, 5th grade. And Riley White, 3rd grade. So we're going to get everybody up here and get a picture, a group picture of our budding artist. Yes, ma'am. The principal, did I mention? Yeah, I mentioned Kathy Bar. Oh, do you want her up here, Kathy? She's hiding down here taking pictures.
It's like not happening.
Can they get everybody?
Hey, Daryl,
Look at Mom.
this one over here in the blue might need to move over a little bit.
We don't want anyone left out of the picture. They're so enthusiastic about it.
It's good, I didn't see that.
A nice looking bunch. Yes. So, yes. Do you want a picture too, Zach? He just wants in the picture. Okay. We're going to get our 2 principals in the picture because they're very proud of their students, as they should be. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We have more student recognition, and this is for our character education. You know, we select a character education trait each month of the school year to focus on a specific character trait. In the month of April, it was honesty and integrity. And then the school nominates a student to come forward to the education center, and there's a selection process. And then one student is selected at the elementary, the middle school level, and the high school level as that character representative. That student exemplifies this character trait. So the character trait is honesty and integrity. You've heard this quote by Spencer Johnson, probably. Integrity is telling myself the truth, and honesty is telling the truth to other people. So these are very special students who have exemplified this character trait of honesty and integrity. And we're going to start with the elementary school representative, Jonathan Honkanen, and he is from Whitnall Elementary School. He is a 2nd grader, and Chad Smith, principal, is here with him, and and his grade level teacher Chelsea. So we want to you can get a picture, and then we want you in the picture.
Hold it down a little bit so we can see your face. There we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I love it. Good job.
And if if you wanted to say, Chelsea or Mr. Smith, do you want to say a few words about him?
Sure, I will gladly talk
Good,
about John.
good.
He is a true success story for us that we've known. He spent some time with Mr. Root, I guess a year and a half or so ago. Came to us, has made a great transition, has been with Miss Johnson for a year and a half now. And when I put him down today to tell him that he was our representative, not only at the school, but also at the district level, for the first time, I think Jonathan was speechless. For those who know Jonathan, that's a challenge, but we are
That's so
super
sweet.
proud of him. And his folks are here tonight, and so they are on the road quite often, so we're glad that it all worked out so that they could be
We
here
are
tonight.
too, we are too.
We're super
Miss
proud of
Johnson,
both.
join us for a picture, so we're gonna get Mr. Idlet to take a picture of you to put on our website. Let's give Jonathan another big round. Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. For our middle school level, we have Zoe Price. And Zoe is with Collinsville School. Jill Pippin is her principal. And it's my understanding Miss Hyman is her teacher, who wanted to be here this evening, but her child had ended up having a soccer game, or so she had a conflict.
Her partner teacher came to support.
Who was that? Who was?
Annie Macker.
Okay, come on up. Yeah. So our teachers love you students, and they're here supporting you. Yeah, Jill, get in the picture this one. And would you like to say a few words? Keep going.
She's so nervous, she did. So, Zoe is an amazing young lady, and we're gonna be sad to lose her next year to high school, but it is time.
Yeah.
She shows integrity all the time. When we need responsible, mature students, she is one we know that we can turn to. And one of the things that makes her, shine in her integrity is the fact that she is just so comfortable in her own skin. She knows who she is, and she's not afraid to be that person. So she is always, honest with herself, and honest with others, and so we appreciate that about her.
And what an example to the underclassmen, all the way to the kindergarten at Collinsville, so congratulations. And for our high school representative, it's Sarah Hauk, and Sarah is with the Caldwell Applied Sciences Academy, and Andy Poole is here, the principal, and is Sarah's here as well. So congratulations, Sarah. Sarah is a junior.
Congratulations.
And Mr. Poole, would you like to say?
I'll be Sarah's not one for the spotlight. Young lady, a few words, but she's also a fine young woman. Again, you're not gonna see her up in front leading people and talking to them, but I tell you what, she's lead by example. She's where she's supposed to be, she does what she's supposed to do, she's a model student. Couldn't ask for the better than her.
Wonderful. What a testimony. and more student recognition. I know this makes you so proud to be part of the Caldwell County Schools and to be our school board because we have outstanding students. Tom Haney is the Model UN advisor at William Lenore Middle School, and he is also a 7th grade teacher. He has prepared students for Model United Nations, also known as Model UN, an extracurricular activity in which students role-play delegates to the United States and simulate UN committees. At the end of the event, outstanding delegates in each committee are recognized and given an award certificate, and I think in some locations, the best delegate in each committee receives a gavel. So you did get gavels, okay. So we're going to announce the award winners tonight. There were 7 schools present in this competition, vying for 12 awards. So it's very, it tells you a little bit about their performance and how skilled they are at being delegates in the Model UN. So let's start with our winners. William Lenore Middle School, Bailey Chapman and Kinsley Chapman, outstanding performance for representing France. Are they here this evening? Okay. And Kinsley is a 6th grader, so the rest of the students are 7th graders, and these are a dynamic duo of sisters. So they, that's good to know. Thank you. Harper Goodfellow and Lyric Massey, excellent performance in representing Ireland. So. And we have Lily Edwards and Natalie Roten. They received an honorable mention, and guess what? They represented the United States. So. We are very proud of this team of students and their accomplishments, and how apropos this time in our country to be learning about the United Nations. So. Time for pictures?
Just to piggyback on what you said about success.
Please.
We doubled our membership from first semester to second semester, and that included going from 1 6th grader to 15 6th graders. So we've increased a lot, so things look really good for next year as well. And we are hosting a workshop this Saturday in which students will be coming over to learn how to do parliamentary procedure and everything with Model UN, and these students here, others will be there to teach them.
Excellent. And Lisa Vaughn is here. So is Lisa, come on, Lisa. The principal, I know she's proud of this group. Support it. You always have to have a fearless leader behind these kinds of accomplishments for endorsement. So Skills USA, it's time for Skills USA, and we just had a compliment this morning from our guest speaker about the incredible job this county is doing in CTE, which is Career Technical Education. And it is reflected in the winners and the trophies that were brought home by these students at the North Carolina conference that was held recently, where over 3,000 students, instructors, industry members, and volunteers worked hard to showcase CTE in North Carolina. Starting with Brighton High School. So Courtney Wright, I think, is here. So Courtney is the principal at Brighton High School. Michael Contreras, 4th place, Masonry Estimating. And I'm not sure if he is here. It's hard put the high school students here, especially this time of year. They're so busy doing other things. And Callie Miller, third place, prepared speech. And Callie had her wisdom teeth taken out earlier, so it would be a miracle for her to be here. Mike Pennington, one of our CTE teachers, will accept on her behalf, so thank you.
Now stand up. There you go, buddy. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you to High Bright. Is South Caldwell here this evening? Okay, I wasn't sure if they would be here, so I will get that to them. And we had 2 winners for them, Justice Caldwell, first place in construction estimating, and Zach Parter, third place in masonry estimating. So very proud of them. And yeah. And CASA. So our Caldwell Applied Sciences Academy, Frida Parker, engineering teacher, is not here, but Mr. Poole, who you met earlier, if you'd like to come down, I think some of your students are here this evening. Second place, electronic technology, Austin Hoffman. So Austin. Second place, mechatronics, Andrew Wilson and Christian Castillo Solano. Fourth place, mechatronics, Oscar Sage and Owen Moore. I think most of these students are in that engineering component. Where's Mr. Poole? They are at the CASA, and there is an engineering pathway for them.
Good job.
Congratulations to all of our students. We had a student awards all night. It was exciting. And thank you, parents, for being here and supporting your children in so many ways. And we can tell.
Thank you so much for being here. We're getting ready to start our business meeting. Now would be an appropriate time if you want to get out and enjoy this beautiful weather we have this evening, or dinner or whatever. But thanks for being here tonight. Here. Okay, the next item on our agenda is public comment, and tonight, we don't have any public comment, so we will move on with the agenda. I'd like to call upon Human Resource Services Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Bill Griffin.
Chairman Pennell, Vice Chair Branch, members of the board, Dr. Phipps. Libby has a certificate for me for the most agenda items for tonight. So I'll get that later on, maybe. The first thing I have, Subject A, Human Resources, usual and customary. These are information items, do not require a motion at this point. Subject B, Human Resources, usual and customary action items. These are Human Resources, usual and customary action items for approval this evening. I respectfully request a motion to approve those at this time.
Do I hear a motion that we approve the Human Resource Services usual and customary action items as presented by Dr. Griffin?
I move that we approve these contracts as
the
presented.
Human Resources usual and customary action items.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Great, thank you very much. Subject C, Human Resource usual and customary action items. These are contracts. I respectfully request Human Resources usual and customary action items for approval. These are one-year contract renewals.
Okay, do I hear a motion that we approve the one-year contract renewals that are part of the Human Resource usual and customary action item? Is there a motion to that effect?
I move that we approve the one-year contracts as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Great, thank you. Subject D, Human Resources usual and customary action items. These are contracts. I respectfully request Human Resources usual and customary action items for approval. These are two-year teacher contract renewals.
Do I hear a motion that we approve the Human Resource usual and customary items for approval as it relates to two-year contract renewals?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make the motion, we approve the contract renewals for the 2-year contracts.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Chairman Pennell, I need to
Okay.
recuse myself from.
Okay, very good.
And so do I.
All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And that motion passes.
Great, thank you very much. E, Human Resources usual and customary action items. These are contracts as well. Respectfully request Human Resources usual and customary action items. These are administrative contracts.
Do I hear a motion that we approve the Human Resource Services usual and customary action item contracts as it relates to administrative contracts?
Chairman, I'll make a motion. Approve the
Motion,
administrative
second?
contracts.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a second.
Chairman Pennell, I need to recuse myself.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Subject F, Human Resources usual and customary action, personnel action items is our substitute list. Respectfully request a motion at this time to approve the Human Resources usual and customary personnel action items as presented.
Do I hear a motion that we approve the Human Resource usual and customary personnel actions as it relates to the substitute list?
Chairman Pennell, I move that we approve the substitute list, and we are grateful for each of these persons who are on this list.
Absolutely.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
I got a question for you. How are we
Yes.
doing on that list? Are we getting it built back up where it needs to be?
We have ample substitutes, just people taking those jobs, and we've done much better. Been very,
We were
very,
at a
very proud of
crisis
ourselves.
level
We
there
were
for a while.
during the height of COVID, but hopefully things have settled a little bit.
Thank you.
But they've done a great job. We appreciate their help and assistance.
Thank you.
Subject G, these are April board transfers to closed schools. At this point, respectfully request a motion to approve the April board transfers for 2022-23 closed schools as presented.
Do I hear a motion that we approve the April board transfers for 2022-23 as it relates to closed schools?
Chairman, I'll make that motion. We approve the list.
Okay, is there a second?
I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Great. And finally, And Subject H, May board transfers for school year 2022-23. Respectfully make the motion to approve the May board transfers for the 2022-2023 school year as presented.
Is there a motion to approve the May board transfers for 2022, 2023 as presented?
I'll make the motion we approve the May board transfers as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Great, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Griffin. We appreciate it. Next, I'd like to call on our finance assistant superintendent and CFO, Mr. David Johnson.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, board members, and Dr. Phipps. Tonight I have two budget amendments. Budget amendment number 10 for the State Public School Fund. It's in the amount of $239,978. The majority of that is for special state reserve that we received for Exceptional Children's Program that was application-based that we actually applied for and received. The second one is for the Federal Grants Program, budget amendment number 11. It's $5,236. If we approve, if those budget amendments are approved tonight, it'll bring the total budget for Caldwell County Schools to $172,633,853.97.
Do I hear a motion that we approve Amendment 10, which is the State Public School Fund, as well as Amendment 11, which is the Federal Grant Fund?
Make a motion, we approve budget amendment 10 for state public school fund, and then the amendment 11 for the federal grant fund.
Is there a second?
Second the motion.
Is there any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Great.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Johnson. Next, Dr. Phipps.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have two items under Section 9. 9A would be the North Carolina School Board Association Spring Custom Policy Updates. And as you all are aware, and just to let the public know, anytime there's legislative changes or apparent policy changes where we have to have things connected to other policies, we have an update process that we subscribe to, and this is just the spring version of that. So what I'd like to respectfully request tonight is that these be put up for the public comment period.
Do I hear a motion that we place the North Carolina School Board Association Spring 2022 policy revisions on a comment period as presented by Dr. Phipps?
I'll make the motion, we put the revisions up for public, for the public to view before we vote on it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 9B is Board Policy 4150. It deals with school assignment. As we shared with you in the work session, the reason we're bringing this back to you is when we went through the customization process recently, there was a section that was customized specifically for Caldwell County, and we wanted to make sure, and it got left out. Somehow it was taken out in the revision, and we wanted to make sure that it was added back in. So the folks at School Board Association have reviewed it, as well as our board attorney, and I'm bringing it to you tonight for approval.
Okay, do I hear a motion that we approve Board Policy 4150, school assignment?
Chairman Pitt, I'll make that motion, approve Board Policy 4150, school assignment.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions?
Just clarification, it is back like it was. It's no different than it was prior to the.
Other than the changes that were required by the School Board
That's-
Association.
yeah,
Yes,
other than-
our special provisions and the customization piece for
Correct.
Caldwell is back in.
That's what it's talking.
Yes.
Yep.
Any other questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, the board needs to go into closed session. Do I hear a motion that we, let the board go into closed session?
Chairman Penland, I move that we go into closed session to discuss confidential personnel matters pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A1, and North Carolina General Statute 115C-321 in order to consult with their board attorney and preserve the attorney-client privilege as provided in North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11A3.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. We will be in closed session. We will have an item that we need to vote on when we come back. Okay, we're back in session here. We have one item, and, you know, it was something that was discussed at the work session, and certainly encouraged everybody to look it over and make sure that everything was good, and I think everything is good the way it is. So if you have comments about it, but first of all, we need a motion to approve the Board of Education meeting schedule for the next year, for the next fiscal year, I guess is what you call it. Is there a motion?
Chairman Penn, I'll make that motion to approve the board meeting schedule as presented to the board.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Okay, now we have any comments or any questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes, and that concludes the meeting. Do I hear a motion we adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Is there a second? Did I hear a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We are adjourned.